We wanted to know that question. And will the district reap those financial windfalls from the new naming process? Bradford Eric has our story.
The Moorhead School Board's new naming policy says this responsibility, quote, is of great importance and deserves thoughtful attention. The policy includes the board considering names of entities which have made significant contributions to the district, those who have donated large sums of money, and people who have achieved significant places in district life. It adds the value of naming rights will be assessed on a case-by-case basis to help with making a final decision. The policy says the board has the power to lease the naming rights along with selling advertising on or in facilities. This policy will be discussed at the same meeting tonight where board members will take up cuts to various programs. I contacted every member of the school board and the superintendent and have yet to hear back. In Moorhead, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The Moorhead School Board will also take up a policy defining the expectations of professional relationships between students and staff, specifically forbidding sexual relationships.
Sunny and warm out there today. A perfect day to get out for a walk or a run. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson to see how long this will stay. Hutch?
Well, we have a couple of enjoyable days in our forecast, including tonight, where temperatures are as warm as 70 degrees in southern South Dakota, near 60 from Lakes Country and the Fergus Falls area through Fargo-Moorhead, and in the 40s along Highway 2. We do have some high cloudiness working its way into the valley, 57 this hour in Moorhead. Quiet weather in our neck of the woods, but a developing storm system is taking shape out in the central and southern Rockies. That system promises to move up into our neck of the woods and impact us for the remainder of the week into the weekend ahead with some showers and cooler weather. So enjoy tonight. Temperatures primarily in the 50s for the next couple of hours, then slipping into the 40s. It looks like we'll get one more beautiful day out of this, then some rain, some thunder, and for some snow.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Law enforcement got creative in how they arrested two men from Twin Valley, Minnesota. The Red River Straw and Transport Company in Borup was burglarized. More than $5,000 worth of equipment and tools were stolen. An undercover agent used $900 in marked bills to lure the suspects into selling the stolen equipment and also make a drug arrest. 37-year-old John Thornton is charged with 3 felony counts: sale of a controlled substance, burglary, and theft. 37-year-old Stephen Chandler faces felony charges of burglary and theft.
Where the Pioneer Prairie Task Force assist us in the purchase of that property. After the purchase of the property, we executed a search warrant in the city of Twin Valley. During that search warrant, we recovered some meth paraphernalia.
Both Thornton and Chandler remain in jail awaiting court proceedings.
2 Crookston, Minnesota men face felony charges following an alcohol-fueled incident at a downtown Crookston apartment. 34-year-old Robert Schuler is charged with burglary, terroristic threats, and obstructing the legal process. 38-year-old Eric DeLones was arrested on a burglary charge. It's alleged that the 2 men entered an apartment without permission and wouldn't leave.
A Minnesota company is making national headlines for a gun that's not even on the market yet. The startup Monticello company, called Ideal Conceal, is getting a lot of attention for its double-barrel .380 caliber handgun. The reason why? The gun is designed to look just like a cell phone. Take a look at this. The CEO of the company said he got the idea for the gun at a restaurant after getting his permit to carry and quickly realizing he would like to be more concealed. The gun, as advertised on his website, is designed to look just like a smartphone. The CEO said the prototype will be done in June and will likely be manufactured in October. The gun will be sold for $395.
West Fargo School Board's expected to consider the early retirement of a controversial teacher and coach tonight. Jim Jonas generated complaints from parents a few years ago because of what some called a personality conflict. Under a retirement deal we first told you about last week, the district is offering to pay $22,000 to his teacher retirement. Jonas would agree to waive any future legal action against the district. Look for an update tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10. Meanwhile, the city of Moorhead and its current city manager appear to be heading in opposite directions. A special city council meeting has been called for Thursday to discuss a separation agreement with Michael Redlinger. A week ago, a surprise job performance review was called during a council meeting. Council member Brenda Ulmer made the move and no reason was given. Redlinger was scheduled for a performance review this summer.
Since last week, crews out in Callaway, Minnesota have been working to fix the train tracks that were damaged when a semi-truck collided with a train last week, prompting an evacuation followed by a propane tank explosion that could be felt for miles.
Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker tells us what Minnesota laws say about stopping at railroad crossings and also what one person who lives near the track in Callaway thinks needs to be done now to prevent future accidents.
The usual sound of train traffic in Callaway, Minnesota has been replaced by the sound of crews working on fixing the damaged tracks. People who live in Callaway say it won't be long before train traffic picks back up, and they'd like to see something done to avoid any more collisions.
They do need to do railroad crossings there because it will happen probably a couple more times, if not sooner down the road.
Tyler Zitzo lives just feet away from the tracks in Callaway and says more signs will limit the excuses drivers have if another collision happens.
It comes down a lot to the truck driver. I mean, a lot of it's people, no cars have been hit, cars have been fine coming through here. It's just the truck drivers that just get hit every time.
Minnesota statutes state clearly, everyone must stop at railroad crossings if a train is approaching. And if it's determined those statutes have been violated, the driver of the vehicle could face a misdemeanor charge.
Trains always have the right-of-way 100% of the time. So it's up to vehicles to make that decision, to look both ways and make sure that they can cross it safely.
The North Dakota Safety Council says laws giving trains the right-of-way are there for a reason.
Trains cannot stop quickly. The average freight train going 55 miles an hour can take a mile or more to stop.
A lot of it's common sense, but I mean, that only goes so far too.
In Callaway, Minnesota, I'm Cornelius Hawker.
Becker County Sheriff's Office tells us the investigation into the collision is ongoing and can't tell us if the driver of the semi-truck will face charges. For more train safety tips, look for this story on our website at valleynewslive.com.
Do you always get what you pay for when it comes to your coffee? 2 Californians say you don't, and they're seeking justice. They filed a lawsuit against Starbucks alleging the coffee giant underfills its lattes. Valley News Live investigated if the Starbucks in the FM area are measuring up correctly or if you're losing money. We found that all 7 lattes we purchased came in under the ounces listed by Starbucks. Most were about 4 ounces short, but one did come in 6 ounces short.
They got good coffee, but yeah, maybe they couldn't stop short.
Never noticed there being a sizable shortage in my cup.
We reached out to the local Starbucks managers for comment, but they were unavailable. Starbucks says the lawsuit has no merit. To see the full story and how much money was lost with each cup, click on this story at valleynewslive.com.
We have some new developments now out of North Fargo, where a spokesperson for the Air Guard tells us possibly contaminated groundwater at the Fargo base won't be tested this year. The spokesperson says that North Dakota sites are scheduled to be tested starting in the fall of 2017. Adding that the Fargo facility may have to wait until early 2018. We brought you this story after concerns over 600 Department of Defense sites saying aqueous film-forming foam in training exercises. Chemicals may have leaked into the groundwater, contaminating it. The 119th Wing says that they have met with consultants and performed field visits looking for areas where contamination may have occurred.
Tonight on 6:30 Point of View, Chris Berg sits down with Rafael Cruz, the father of presidential candidate Ted Cruz. One of the topics of discussion will be recent terror attacks on the U.S. Here's a glimpse of what Cruz had to say.
National security, the protection of every American citizen, it's got to be the foremost priority of every president. And if we have ingrown terrorists in this country, we need to find out where they are, because we need to protect every American.
All that and more tonight on 6:30 POV on KX4.
The cost to fill your gas tank has climbed in recent weeks. Later on Valley News Live at 6, why you should still be smiling when you pay your bill.
Temperatures have also climbed across the valley. 59 your high temperature at Hector International today. Grand Forks not quite as warm, but still pleasant. At Jamestown in the upper 50s. More warm weather in store, but some cold air heads our way as well. Your hour-by-hour forecast.